And you're watching Hello on 2. That was just amazing. I just enjoyed watching, those cakes being,
whipped up.
Whipped up. With cream, all right? Yeah.
It's beautiful. And yes, she gave us one of those lovely, lovely, colorful cakes. She makes awesome cakes, and it's beautiful to see how she decorates them. She makes it look so flawless and so easy, but there's a lot of work going in there.
And I gotta say that, her whole setup in her condo, it looks like, it looks so suitable. It looks like a cooking show.
That's true. That's true. Anyway, so Anis also has, like we mentioned earlier, a lot of classes that she gives out to people. So if you want to work with your fondants, if you want to know how to decorate a cake, or even make really nice cupcakes, well, get on to the blog spot, Anis Magic Fingers, and you'll have, you'll probably be a expert yourself. Who's to know? You might just be like her, become a housewife at the same time, an entrepreneur.
And you know what? I'm so stressed out right now because I know that I'm going to be making long trips during the whole Raya holiday celebration, right? So I just need to get rid of it,
Okay.
So
first things first. Okay. Your stress is up in the air.
Yep, it is.
And we are going to be talking about stress on the roads. That's the biggest problem here, where we have, like we mentioned earlier, road rage, road bullying coming in. Malaysian drivers have known to be really, really impossible on the roads, and no matter how safe you drive, you can be rest assured, and I sadly say rest assured, mainly because somebody else just might make your day, or life miserable because of their inconsideration. So let's talk to the expert in the studio. We have with us Dr. Nurashikin Ibrahim, public health physician, in the studio. So tell us a little bit more.
Welcome to the studio.
Well, hello, hi.
Looking lovely today.
Yes, Selamat Hari Raya.
Selamat Hari Raya. Yes, it's okay.
Maaf tak terucap.
Yes, hi Annie, hi Constantine, how are you?
We're great, thank you.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, so we're talking about stress on the roads. Our pleasure. Let's take it away with, what causes stress on the road?
Okay, if you talk about stress on the road, if you talk about it can be lots of causes. It's either you can actually divide it into whether it's inner stress, it's from yourself because you are actually is a perfectionist type of driving, and there's certain expectations that you want and you can't get it when you drive. So you can actually traffic jam is one of the
problem.
I think one of the biggest problems, especially during the festive season.
True.
Yes, and the other things are environment, things that are happening in the car, outside, and when you stop at the when you're about to rest and things like that. So there are lots of things that actually can cause stress on the road.
Right. Now, of course, kids in the car could also be stressful. Yes, a driver who's inconsiderate on the roads can be stressful. Yes. So there's a lot of different
arguments between husbands and wives.
You were just getting there.
Yeah, exactly. A nagging wife would be stressed on the road.
Whoa! We don't go there. We don't say a nagging wife.
That's not fair, right?
That's not fair. You're two against one here.
Maybe there's another better word to replace the word nag. Maybe an unhappy wife.
The doctor argument.
Okay.
So we don't say nagging wife. Wives are always looking to the best interest of the husband.
Of course.
Yes, there you go.
A nagging husband.
Are we changing topic now?
Exactly. Okay. Well, I got no choice, right?
Our cameraman at the back of the camera is like, no. Okay, so as you mentioned, a wife who's, a wife and husband and wife who argue a lot in the car. That's another stress level we're talking about.
Yes, I think when we look at what the first thing when you talk about stress on the road, we need to know what is the cause of the stress. Because way back, even before you plan, you actually go on the road. There's a lot of things to do. So there's certain things that you probably need to consider even before traveling.
Okay.
You see, if you want, for example, like giving tips of how to manage stress on the road.
Okay.
Yeah. So one of it is probably planning, proper planning. So for example, like you plan. I mean, how early do you want to start your traveling, and at what time? For example, you need to probably update with the things that the information that we're giving through the media.
Yes.
You know, for example, like I saw the other day, when you want to travel to Kelantan or Terengganu, you probably need to start as early as 6.
Yeah.
And probably some would take even further to start at 4.
Exactly.
You know, so that would actually cause less stress on the road. But even then, when you have entered the road, you know, and then you find that there's a traffic jam, you know, especially when you go back either today or you come back from your hometown probably on Sunday, because Monday is a working day.
True.
So you expect that there would be a traffic jam. And at that point of time, within the environment of that particular vehicle, you see, you could actually help to, if for example, the couple or the family knows how to manage, you can actually reduce the stress.
Okay.
But you need to know why.
A quick shout out before we come back to the doctor. To all of you out there, if you would like to share a story or two, or maybe ask some questions to the doctor about what they can do, or rather what you can do before you start your travel for today, for tomorrow, 2282-857-822-82-8579 Malaysia. Give us a call. Talk to us. We'd love to hear what you have to say this afternoon.
Now, doctor, you know, it was mentioned in the papers recently that Malaysia has one of the highest accident rates in the world. Why is this, and are we offensive drivers?
I don't actually think, I mean personally, I don't actually think, when you talk about offensive drivers, I think that's a very
Bad term? Just like nagging wives?
Yeah.
I mean, that's not fair for some drivers, you know, because some drivers are very, very obedient and on the road.
Drivers,
But when you talk about high accidents rates, you know, probably it could be, sometimes you're very obedient, you're very good, you're a very good driver, you comply to the law and things like that, but there's other, you know, when you talk about road rage, it's about basically it's about managing anger.
All right.
In anger management
Okay.
on the road. So sometimes very simple things like, for example, you're driving and somebody overtakes you and you get angry.
Yeah.
You see, so I think it's within the driver itself when you talk, and how reckless is a person when they drive, so they're not considerate. So I think this is when I want to relate. You see, when you relate, I love to promote this. You relate with good mental health. If you have good mental health, you can actually cope. You're considerate with other people's feelings. I think you can be a very good driver. Patience is another thing.
Of course.
Yes. Okay, now hold on to that thought on patience, because we have a caller online, and if I'm not mistaken, this is someone who's been missing for a very long time. Hello?
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, madam.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Good God, it's been ages, Mr. Rama.
Exactly, because since from the time you shifted to the afternoon side.
We have not heard from you for a while. So, what's your question or take on the subject?
Well, I just wanted to say about regarding this stress on the road. Every driver has got a stress on the road. But it is your attitude to take care. That is very important. And just as they were talking about what wife haggling and all this, I think this is all this nonsense. I don't believe in that. It is always a matter of you in your head, what you think. If you think properly, I think there should be no problems.
Yeah.
You can have a nagging wife, you can have disturbing children and everything. But if your concentration, your eyes are on the road, but your ears are split between the road and the conversation which goes on inside the car, I think you can be a safe driver.
All right, thanks, Mr. Rama.
See, Mr. Rama agreeing with me, you can have a nagging wife.
We don't go there.
But, thank you, Rama.
You see me after the show.
Something is
You and I,
Go stand by the corner,
we've
right
got something to settle.
It's expressing.
I got to set it straight.
Isolation.
I got to set this guy straight. Okay, so that's Mr. Rama's
I
opinion.
was a little bit, I do agree that when you're supposed to concentrate the driver, but sometimes it is not that easy. When you have children who are very noisy, and parents end up giving iPads or phones or games to them to keep them quiet, you see. But I think the husband and wife, they need to probably, even before traveling, I always emphasize that when you want to be on the road, you need to plan. You know, for example, like one of the things that you can probably reduce is to discuss, you know, certain things that you don't discuss in the car.
Right.
For example, like, why are we going back to your hometown and not mine? You know, that's
very sensitive.
Yes,
very sensitive.
Yes. If, for example, both parents are still alive, you see. So and you discuss things like way back, you know, things that
that happened before.
You start that happened before, and you start to actually bring out all the matters that actually causing you to have friction, arguments and things like that.
Which is completely unwarranted, especially when you're going for a beautiful celebration and you're getting together with the family. It doesn't matter which side of the family, of course.
Yes, and another thing, I think we need to be, the most important is actually to deliver whoever that you're carrying within the car safely to the destination.
That's true.
I think if you're positive at that, I think you should be safe on the road, and there should be. And a little bit more, probably when you travel, I think it's worth to keep snacks in the car, because when you're stressed, you know, you can actually munch something, but not the things that, for example, like
chocolates.
And you don't actually maybe plain water and things, but not too heavy, because it can cause you to be sleepy.
All right, so something simple where you can munch. And I think the understanding between the family members is important,
especially the husband and wife. If, for example, you're traveling in a one unit of a family.
And it helps if the wife is a driver as well.
Yes, and it helps when the wife or the children can actually
urut sikit. Yes.
Because when you're tired, you see, so if your wife is nagging, you can, if you think, you perceive that your wife is nagging, you
just urut lah.
Then I just urut her back.
Oh my, you're driving. I thought you're driving.
Oh, you're right. I'm supposed to urut the steering wheel.
You are digging a big hole today.
So I think he's excited. Tomorrow is the
excited.
Yeah, can't wait to go for that long drive.
All right, do we have another caller, Mr. Producer? We do. Hello. Hi, good afternoon.
Hey there.
Good afternoon, Annie and Konstantin.
Yes, who's online, please?
Yeah, I'm Muhammad here from Perak.
Yes.
Yeah, in fact, I would like to share my opinion regarding the road crash during the festive season. But I believe that there is a need that all the users of the road users, they should do, a sensible and judicious practice during the using of the road, because I believe that they should know how to use the road in the proper manner. So it is important to ensure that the road crash on the during the festive season will be contained.
Yeah.
So I believe it is important that in order to ensure that road crash rate will be reduced significantly during the festive season.
Okay.
Okay, I believe it is important. So,
thank you, Encik Muhammad Khair. Selamat Hari Raya.
Selamat Hari Raya to NN.
Thank you. All right, so that's Encik Muhammad Khair's opinion. Now, very quickly before we let you go for the afternoon, your tips to our viewers out there who are probably going to be, going to Balik Kampung or even in and around Kuala Lumpur, visiting friends.
Okay, my tips is you have to be safe on the road. I mean, stress level, you can actually have very high stress level because of the festive season. You need to visit your friends and your relatives, from one house to another. But as long as you plan your journey, and you plan and you actually talk to your family member, especially your wife, on certain tips. For example, like you can actually practice breathing technique actually.
Okay.
When you actually before, and I think the most important thing is you need to pray that you are safe.
Arrive safely to your destination.
Yes.
Now, doctor, I have a question. Would this tip work if you were to play,
music?
Music,
yes,
exactly.
I forgot
Romantic music, love songs,
Yes.
Romantic is one, but a lot of people end up
it depends.
using headbanging music.
I know. That makes him impressive.
It depends because music is one of the things that actually, besides breathing technique, music is one of the things that can reduce your level of stress at that point of time. So you can actually play music that you are comfortable with, but most of the time the children are comfortable with some other music. You're comfortable with light and easy.
And you end
your
up
husband will be
arguing
comfortable probably with era and things like that.
Right.
So I think you need to come to a compromisation of.
I always think that it's good to also talk to the kids.
Yes.
Not only talk to the spouse, I think it's good to talk to the kids and tell the kids, okay, this is the amount of journey we're going to go for. That's the length we're doing. What do you guys want to do in the car? I mean, get them a book, get them something to color if they want to do coloring.
Activities.
Yeah.
Watch DVD. Right.
Watch DVD is good. Play something
read
as well.
storybooks or something like that. Or even talk. Sometimes we've got like, for example, I've got a small child who talks. Right, talks often all the time.
Okay.
So you need to manage.
Right. The chatter.
Yes, the chatter. So in a very positive way. So I think with that, hopefully we can reduce our stress level and be safe on the road.
Be safe on the road. I think that's it. Now, Doctor, before we let you go, your wishes going out to the people of Malaysia for Hari Raya tomorrow.
For those who are actually will be going back to their hometown. Please be safe on the road. We shall pray. I shall pray that you are also safe on the road. Thank you. And Selamat Hari Raya, Maaf Zahir dan Batin. I will actually be spending my Raya in the hospital.
Oh, are you working?
No, my mom is admitted.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. But for those who are actually spending time in places where they actually, for example, like in the hospital, working, I mean, I think we need to feel blessed.
True.
And bersyukurlah atas apa yang kita ada.
That's true.
And have a wonderful celebration, Malaysians, and Selamat Hari Raya, Maaf Zahir Batin. Thank you, Annie. Thank you, Kak.
Thanks, Doctor. And Selamat Hari Raya again. And our wishes to speedy recovery for your mom.
Yes, thank you.
All right.